Thank you very much for joining us for our very first virtual town hall meeting. And we are very excited to present panelists who will be giving updates on varieties of things that has been already accomplished. There is one aspect of this service is to remember that our goal is to promote the whole world as one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We only get to justify our action, our existence, if we are serving all people from all walk of life, whether it's from India or America or Europe or Africa or Asian countries, doesn't really matter. And this is one of the aspects that you can actually come and experience when you walk into Braj Mandir, that you get to meet people from all different colors and all different ethnicity. And we are very humbled by the one aspect of this mandir that everyone who serve here are 100% volunteers. There's no one get paid salary from this location. And during the COVID time, you may have experienced, our temple was the only temple that was open, and not only just open, but we were actually cooking healthy vegetarian meals for people, healthcare workers, for patients, and bringing prasadam up to the doorstep of the people. Whoever reached out and said, please bring prasadam. Our volunteers have driven all the way to Rhode Island, to New Hampshire, to Connecticut, all over in Massachusetts. And many of the community that benefited were seniors and the college students, as well as healthcare workers and patients. And with that said, doesn't really matter how many materially we progress, but our material progression is useless if we are not humbling, serving our community all around. And our community is not only those who look like us, right? Our family is larger family. We also want to bring your attention that this is not our last presentation. The town hall meetings, we will be doing more. The panelists you get to meet today, I just want to tell you that these panelists has been with us during all this challenging time and trying to work every single aspect, whether relationship building or getting all the paperwork done and doing fundraising, bringing the word out to people and collecting everyone. Our family is much larger than today's panelists. The people you see behind the scenes, people are working, cooking constantly for festivals, for every days. There are 5 days in a week that kitchen is busy here. And all that cooking is being done by not just one person, but many families come together and cook. And that is the reason why we continue to thrive, bringing the services to each and every one. We will be introducing more volunteers as we have more opportunity to come out and be able to express what is happening and give you updates. The other aspect also want to express that though we are actually 100% volunteers, the families who comes together here, they bring one more ingredient, and that is actually unconditional love. Our goal is to replace religion with relations and replace higher power with unconditional love. No matter how much service we do, if we are doing to promote only our institution, it is still not a true selfless service. So our goal is not to actually brag that our institution is important. Our goal is that if we are serving and those who give us opportunity to serve, that is our fortune that people are welcoming us to serve. Our divine is within the each and everyone who walks in or who gives us the opportunity to serve them. Relationship cannot be built if someone is superior and other one is inferior. The relationship always comes together when the server even become a humbler and begin to serve with the intention of cultivating love. And love is more important. In our community, when we segregate and separate based on religion, culture, and nationality, we fall apart and we go away from each other. So I won't take much time, but I would like to introduce the moderator of today's town hall meeting, Neelam Shaniji. We hope that you get to come here and sit with us, have a lunch or dinner with us, or have a chai with us, or we can do the singing and dancing together and meditation. Sri Radha.
So nice to see so many familiar faces and some new faces. As Keshavji said, we're going to go ahead and just let you know a little bit about this project that's happening. What we've done so far, this mandir truly is unique because it solely runs on the backs of the devotees. All the panelists involved, all the people behind the scenes, everyone is doing this just because they truly believe in the cause and they're passionate about the service that's happening. So we're going to start off talking about a little bit of that, our sevas. Seva means selfless service. So we're going to talk about a little bit of sevas that we do, the community that we have and what we're continuing to build in our new neighborhood, the new land, and how the project updates, what our future plans are for the project, and how you can become more involved. So we had the groundbreaking of our new land on May 14th, 2021. This is a rendition of the new property. This is how we expect it to look. So we have a nice big parking lot, nice open halls, and a dining hall, which we're going to see more detail later on. And truly, truly, the whole purpose of doing this is we've grown out this place we're in now. As Keshavji said, our goal in life is just to serve through love and serve as many people as possible. If we have a larger space, that means more people we can serve prasadam to, we can create more meals to deliver to people. So that's the whole goal behind having this larger space that we're trying to create. So our team, as you met, Keshavji, he is the founder. He's the one that keeps us humble and grounded. The visionary and the idea behind this, I wouldn't even say it's an institution because it doesn't feel like one. I've been part of it for 5 years now. I stumbled upon it when my luck brought me to Massachusetts. And it's not like any other organization that I've ever said. And it truly, has felt like family. Neither one of my husband nor I have family in Massachusetts, but we've built this extended family that truly is something that we can fall back on, and it's stability, not just in our happy moments, but especially in the last 2 years with COVID, when there was so much uncertainty and so much unknown. The mandir really provided that stability and knowing that if nothing else is there, we can always just go there or call someone there and we'll have assistance right away. And that sense of security and that stability is something I think a lot of us don't even realize you have until you've lived somewhere where you don't have this community. I really wish that more people can experience the sheer joy, love, and support that this community can provide. Nikhil and Priyanka ji, they're our community outreach, our Seva coordinator and social media head, Radha ji. You will see her anywhere and everywhere, always busy doing something. She truly is the one that keeps everything functioning. RJ Joshi, you'll see him in a second as well. He's the volunteer coordinator website. I run the marketing and fundraising head. Ram Sharanji is our field safety assistant. He makes sure that we all stay safe and we're wearing our hard hats and not getting into trouble. Sham Chuklaji is our project lead, our construction advisor, Rishikesh ji, and our legal advisor, Shivya Pandey ji. All these people, they take time out of their very busy schedules. We have doctors, engineers, and finance people, and they're really just bringing whatever knowledge they have and trying to help this project and learning new skills because we are so passionate about it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Mr. RJ Joshi ji. He's going to let you know a little bit more about the sevas that we do.
Radhe. Thank you. First of all, welcome to all of you who have joined. Very welcome. As Keshavji and Neelamji said, our basis of what we do here is Vasudev Kudumbakam. The whole world is a huge family. The ancient scriptures in India, they talk about all of us are connected. Everything in this universe is connected. We are all human beings. We are all connected. We are all connected to the nature. We are all connected to each other. So essentially, we are carrying that forward. I've been part of the cricket community here. Nikhil Wadhwa, he's been hosting cricket tournaments for almost 2 decades now in the New England area. And we host one of the biggest tournaments. I got in touch with him 10 years back. Through Nikhil, I got in touch with Brush Temple. And in the last 1 year, I've started to come to the temple. And what pulled me into the seva that the temple is doing, I noticed that everyone is doing their bit. Everyone is doing everything for free out of their free will. And they love what they do, the passion that they bring. I've seen people dancing in total bliss. I've seen people doing seva, distributing prasadam, preparing food. In spite of having kids, families at home, they take out their time to do selfless service. I take inspiration from all of these folks because I've seen they bring so much to the community. And as Neelamji said, anyone is welcome to come into the temple at any time. For example, in the recent storm, we were sent out communication that, hey, any of your friends, please invite them to the temple. Anyone needs power, anyone needs internet connection, anyone needs a warm meal, they are most welcome to come in. And I've seen delicious food being prepared. If you prepare food with love, it carries through. You feel good about it. So as you can see from the pictures, we have volunteers preparing food, bringing food to the temple, and then distributing them not only to people who are coming into the temple, but also going out of the way around the neighborhood, around the community to distribute meals to people who need it most. That is something that really pulled me. I'm an electrical engineer by profession. I've been in banking for more than a decade. I have a 5-year-old kid, but personally, this thing pulls me, this selfless service, that is what is pulling me. I make every effort to come to the temple. If I can help, that's good. But just to be there, it's a magical experience because there are some pure hearts. When I say this, I don't say this lightly. Everyone who is doing seva at the temple, they do out of selfless service. I feel myself fortunate to be part of this community. And as we'll talk more about the upcoming temple, essentially what we are trying to do is Right now, our heart is this much. We want to increase the size of our heart so we are able to invite more and more people into that space. And we are able to increase the effort of our services that we do to the community, increase our efforts towards that. Vegetarian prasadam, and anyone is welcome. The whole purpose of the bigger temple would be we have more space to sing, dance, to mingle together, to do seva, to invite more and more people. I always tell my friends, like, how many people get to be part of such a project where you are doing selfless service to thousands and thousands of people. And in the future, we cultivate organic food right outside our temple. So the new complex that we have has many hectares of land where we would be able to grow more and more organic food as well. Yeah, that's all. And I would give it to Radhika Priyaji to talk about relationship building. Radhe Radhe.
Yeah, Radhe Shyam. I am really delighted to have an opportunity to talk to everyone, with everybody, about relationship building and how we cultivate that at our mandir. Here at our mandir, we practice and we learn on a daily basis Sanatan Dharma, joyful relationships with all existence. We do this through bhakti, through devotion, through the consciousness of Sri Radha, divine, feminine, unconditional love. And as you can see, this really beautiful slide here, which Neelamji prepared, some of the practices that we do here on a daily basis include Aarti. On a daily basis, we have the opportunity, and I'm sure we've all, if you're on this call with them, we've definitely spent time dancing together at some point. Aarti allows us to dance together, to sing together. Prasadam offers us the opportunity on a daily basis to cook together, to serve together, to share vegetarian meals together. And then Kirtan allows us the opportunity to also sing together, to cultivate so much joy within our hearts, and then to get to experience that real beautiful intimacy that comes through this practice. Thanks to this entire community allows that to happen, right? Because we all work together to support the space. And it really is about families, right? If we think about the whole world as one family, in this slide is one of my favorites. There's our Anujji with his son Arhan in the Kirtan. Here, when we see children here, one of the most beautiful aspects of that is we get to experience this bhakti, but also we're able to pass it on to the next generation. It's been handed to us, and this is our opportunity to share it. And it is beautiful to see that get to come alive for families. So not just our nuclear families, our blood-based families, but then we end up with these bhakti-based families, right? That are so diverse. Even when we're all wearing matching shirts, there's still beautiful diversity there. I know that Radha Keshavji, he always says this practice allows us to blossom, which is why I asked Neelamji to put this image of these really beautiful marigolds from our own garden. This is maybe 2019, those marigolds were outside. This practice allows us to blossom and to carry that aroma of devotion to one another. And as Rakshitji was saying earlier, the mandir is a place for joy, and it can even turn situations that would normally be challenging into situations that at least are supporting and probably even become joyful, right? Like these two images here from when there was a power outage last October, just around Diwali time. And our mandir turned into a place where people were able to, if they didn't have power in their homes, they had trouble working from home, then they were able to come here and be a part of our prasadam. We were able to serve them. We were able to support one another. Spontaneous kirtans, kids, dancing and singing. It was a really, really beautiful time. Here's some slides from our new home. Now that we've purchased this land, and when I say we, I mean like all of us, right? Like everybody on this call and like our entire community, because it is everybody coming together to do this. So we've purchased this land, and it allows us a real beautiful opportunity to be caretakers of this really beautiful 7 acres of land, which most of it is being preserved, which is lovely, right? We didn't need to clear too much of it for the new space. And speaking of clearing, a picture of Abheji and Keshavji, they out on the street just in front of the property, caring for the land, caring for the community, involved in making sure that we're good caretakers and good neighbors. The relationships that we cultivate that are family-based, right? Maybe they start with nuclear family and then they spread out to other people who are in bhakti, but that continues to circle out. That circle keeps getting wider. And it, especially during this project time, we've spent over the past few years, we've had the opportunity to sit at many kitchen tables up and down Plymouth Street and have a lot of laughter and a lot of real joyful, beautiful connections with folks and share a lot of prasadam with them. So what's nice is that circle is going to keep widening. But because of our practice of bhakti, the intimacy of the practice will keep the hearts very close together as that happens.
Go over to Rishikesh. He's going to let us know a little bit about the future of this project and where we're headed.
Thank you, Neelamji and Radhika Priyaji. Shri Radhe Radhe, everyone. My name is Rishikesh. Mera naam Rishikesh hai. I am a construction professional working in Boston, and I've been visiting this temple for over the past two years. When I got to know about this project, I felt like I could give something to the temple, and I felt like I could leverage my construction experience and my contacts to help aid the construction of this beautiful new temple. And I just wanted to acquaint you to the new space we are building, starting with where it's located. Some of you may know, some of you may not. It's located in Holbrook, which is south of Boston, and it's the only temple in that area, south of Boston. So it only serves for us to have a bigger space to invite more people. Just if you are familiar with where the current temple is, this new place will be 5 minutes drive from the current Braj Mandir. This is the whole plan view of the 7 acres of land, which Radhika Priyaji was mentioning about. If you look to your left at the lower part of the slide, you will see the Radha Path, 108 Radha Path. So we were lucky enough to get the name 108 Radha Path to the road leading into the property, which is pretty unique, and it serves as a good way to welcome people in our property. One of the major things which we felt that we needed a bigger parking place for more people who come in, for them to be able to comfortably park and not worry about parking somewhere else, which sometimes gets difficult in the current place we are in. So the thought behind that was to have a bigger parking space. Like Radhika Priyaji mentioned, we are preserving a lot of greenery around the old growth forest. We are trying to build an artificial water body, which you can see to the right of the property. And then the big rectangular block, which you see in a slightly horseshoe or a U shape, is our actual temple. This will be the look of the temple. When it is fully built, we are approaching this in phases based on the progresses and growths we make. But this is how it will look when it is finally built. So a good vision with a beautiful purpose out there. Some of you may know how to read a plan, some of you may not. You don't need to be so technical about it, just orienting you to the space of what we are trying to build from a 10,000 feet view. We are building a dining hall, which is not present in the current place, which we have, which will be a very good addition to it. There, the temple hall, which you see to the lower part of the slide, is actually twice the size of the current temple hall. So you can expect to see more people. We can comfortably fit in more people, which is going to be a great addition again. Some of the features of this new temple would be, we'll have baby changing stations, we'll have public restrooms, we'll have designated shoe and coat area, we'll have a stage, we'll have a bridal suite, a commercial kitchen, which is going to be 5 times the size of the current kitchen. So we can serve prasadam to a lot of people. Our building is ADA compliant. Part of it is required by the code, but then we are trying to make ourselves more welcoming to all types of, all walks of people. And we especially need to take care of such things. Just a beautiful space for you to be looking forward to. What I feel is that we are going into a great commitment for a beautiful purpose, and your support in any way or form will be just greatly appreciated and provide us the strength that we need to move forward in this venture. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Sham. Thank you very much, Rishikesh ji. And then I'm going to pass it on next to Shanji, and he's going to let you know a little bit about the property and the safety measures we take.
Okay, thank you, Neelamji. Neelamji has been doing a fantastic seva, and anything I'll say is not enough as to what she's been doing towards this new temple endeavor. So she's been keeping all of us on track, also literally driving all the actions. And this, I can feel it. So it's a women-led endeavor, and I think that's what this temple is about, the feminine deities. Radhika Priyaji also, her service is a tremendous inspiration for me. I saw her come in first, and now she is, I just follow her path. Her relationship building efforts go a long way towards the forming of this new endeavor, how she meets with people and talks to them about it. And Keshavji says relationship is dharma, and it's all the same. And this is how we're doing it, one person at a time towards the whole world. So as you can see at the left, the ground has been created. You can see it's an active construction site. So everyone is welcome to the site. However, we'd like to request that whenever you come, please come to the temple first, and one of our designated volunteers will come and escort you. We'd like to provide you with hard hat, safety glasses, and all the other precautions, so that we can follow whatever the rules are there of the active construction site. So we are like to, this is safety, and this is like for everybody's well-being, essentially. To the right, you'll see that's the Kalindi River that runs right through the property. It'll give us a feeling of Vrindavan truly when it's built.
And so on the left-hand side, what we're seeing is what's happened so far on the land is it's actually been graded. So we've flattened out the portion that we're going to build, the parking lot, the driveway entrance, and the actual building. The old forest is intact, the river is intact. So it's just the portion in the middle where the actual building is going, that is all flattened. And now we're in the process of running the utilities and the easement to the property.
Yes, great point. Thank you, Angie. Zero environmental impact. If anything, only positive. This table is showing how we're going to be able to magnify the feeling of the bhakti we have in the temple. We enjoyed 711 South Franklin Street. It's been my second home for a while, and the large kitchen space will allow us to serve more and more. Can I say prasadam without Vikasji and family, who's been there for God knows when, I think since the beginning of the universe. So bigger kirtan space so we can increase our bliss. Jai Govindaji, Sri Devi ji, you feel, I mean, they have so much bhakti there. We enjoy that. So how do I describe this feeling? It's an interesting story of how I came to the temple. About 2 decades ago, I was building nuclear power plants in a firm in Stoughton. I was introduced by a coworker who came to the US from Syria. So he used to come here for peace of mind. So if you can believe, this is someone from a remote village in Syria, I think from the Bedouin tribe, and he used to enjoy the kirtan. So you can imagine how powerful this kirtan is. It's mind-blowing. So we're going to double this, and we're going to enjoy. It's just going to be spread out, and nobody will be able to not have the opportunity to enjoy this. So if you want, just come and enjoy the kirtan.
And it's so powerful that Ramji gone to New York and Ramji can't get away. He's still so actively involved.
That's true. And yeah, exactly. It's just New York or wherever. You never see this kind of a feeling. It's a feeling that goes everywhere. And the community hall, so we'll have functions and other things as well to enjoy. So I am really privileged that all of us to have the opportunity to serve over here.
Yeah, they sham. We all have our stories of how we became involved, and everyone's story is, it's such a just fate brought us here, and we're also thankful that we get to experience this, and we want to share that with as many people as possible. Here what we're seeing is in the very early days, right before we did the groundbreaking, the Bhumi Pujan, they were out there literally with weed whackers and rakes and a wheelbarrow to create a walking path for us to just get to the place where we were going to do the opening ceremony. So we did a little puja there, then we put the first stone, and that's actually where the building itself is going to be built. So it's beautiful. So how can you guys help this? Sham's going to let you guys know about this. There's many, many ways. And it's not even before this is built. There's so many opportunities now in the building of it and also at the old mandir. So I definitely strongly encourage it. It's going to give you so much more if you do get involved. Shri Radha.
Thank you, Neelamji. First off, I do want to have everybody take a moment. If you do have any questions on what we already went through, specifics about the design of the temple, we can go back to those slides. We're not just looking for monetary contributions. We're also looking for seva right now. Anything you can do is a blessing, and we would need your help in our daily activities at the temple. So please go ahead and fill out the form that says get involved, and there you'll just give me your contact info so we can follow up with you on a later date. Continuing though, of course, this project does entail a large financial contribution. Right now we do have the goal of $10,000 of monthly donations. This would help substantiate the loan that we're looking to take. The bank does require we have some kind of income. The cash goal that we have is $508,000, but I'm happy to say we're already making significant progress on both of these goals. For our cash goal, we already have $160,000. The cash goal is largely to just start the contracts with our contractors. So before we can really begin building, we have to have these cash reserves in order to start allowing bids to happen on the project. And also, we're already $7,000 towards our monthly donation goals. Just $3,000 more would allow us to be able to take the loan that we need to finish this project. This project estimating to be between $2.3 to $3 million. We already have $1.4 million in assets right now. I know that's a lot of numbers. Again, love to go over them more in depth. If you can get more involved, you could even be a part of the committee where we're really reviewing this stuff, making sure we're transparent with your funds. And we're also at every stage of our design, making sure that we're using your funds in the most efficient way possible. So we've actually reiterated our design many times in order to just achieve the lowest price possible. And of course, we're trying to avoid these inflationary building costs right now. So as soon as we see that dip in steel, which you might have seen news articles later this last week or today that have shown that the market is coming back down. So hopefully this will allow us to be on time for our project. Speaking about time, we are hoping to finish the grading of the land in 2022 and then start and finish the project in 2023, where some parts of this project will have to be finished after we open our doors, but we're happy to open our doors as soon as possible. And again, this is something more than just a temple. This is a place for our community to grow even more than it has in the last 10 years. A lot of you know me as the son of Keshavji. I've been banking for the last 5 years. I was able to grow up in this environment. I saw families interact with our community, and our community is unique. We have people that are new to America. We have people that are new to these Bhakti concepts, and yet they all come together and you just understand each other as one. This is something that hasn't been replicated, at least in any temples that I've seen, and something that keeps us all coming back. Wondering how we create this magical spark, it's just because of your active seva. And again, we're not just looking for money. Your active seva is one of the most valuable things we could ever have, and it creates the beauty that we're just trying to share. We can do what many other communities have done. If you go down the street of Holbrook, you see so many churches, they just had a 100-year head start. Now it's our time to get to work here. One thing you can do, we do have some structures to our donations and ways you can support us and different rewards for the dollar amount of your donations. Now, this new mandir will have walking paths, gardens, trees. We did preserve the old growth trees on the property. So any of the trees that we cut down are not significantly contributing or taking in carbon. So we wanted to make sure that our project is as best for the environment as possible. That's why we're also working on making our building net zero. That's another thing that will take years of improvement to do. Opening doors, we're probably not going to achieve that, but it really depends on what we can achieve right now. Every bit helps, every thought helps, every bit of input. Again, that get involved link, it just asks you, what kind of skills do you have that we may be able to take advantage of or can help move our movement forward? So I'd love for you to fill out that survey at least. Now, for all of these goals, we do have counterparts to them that allow you to do it through our Seva supporting network. And for a lot of you, you're probably already Seva supporters, and you will be achieving these goals. So just double check, think in your mind, look at your bank statement, see what your monthly donations are already. And you could see maybe your name is already going to be on the list of supporters. This list would be, of course, in the actual mandir. Or maybe you already have the ability to have your stone engraved or your family name engraved in our garden, which will be quite beautiful, something that you could bring future generations to, and something that lasts forever. We want something that really ingrains our community here. I always like to say my dad came here and his mindset was to survive. Now it's up to my generation to thrive. And how do we do that? We just grow, we build off of what our last generation has done, and we chant, we sing, we dance. You can see also they do have the dedicated tree for all of these. It's a little bit cheaper if you do the monthly options. So I highly suggest, go ahead, get started. You'll see over time, you're getting a few trees, you're getting a few stones. The more the merrier.
Thank you very much for joining us for our very first virtual town hall meeting.